It is now Christmas Eve, the 29th. A powerful blizzard pummels the town, preventing anyone from going outside. A roaring fire, a cup of hot cocoa, a book of ancient curses. This is perfect. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. Seriously? You're not gonna do that switcheroo thing you do? Hey, I'm snowed in too. Take a day off, you deserve it. And also, there's kind of this pattern where there's always a event that happens on the first day that you get back from a journey, and nothing ever actually happens on that day. We all know this. I do deserve it. The day passes uneventfully, the blizzard subsides. Tomorrow will be an ordinary day. It is now Christmas Eve the 30th. Okay. Crystal and Baba, the pet store, and the graveyard are both back. Let's go ahead and go back to the pet store because I really do feel kind of sorry for Paws, even though he's a fictional character and an evil alien. Well, it's kind of arguable about whether or not Paws is evil. He's definitely kind of power mad. Although you wouldn't know it from the way that he behaves in this game so far. Cthulhu decides to go back to the pet store. Upon seeing Cthulhu enter, the shopkeeper moves to help another customer. Cthulhu, you came back for me! Of course I did. I wasn't about to leave an old ally of mine from the transgalactic madness wars locked up in a pet store. I knew I could count on you. Now about that payment. I already gave you what you wanted. I want more. Fine, you win. Just the words I wanted to hear. Now where's the owner of this dump? Ah, there she is. The Eltharian comes with me. The what? The green kitty. Not a kitty. I should have known such a unique individual as yourself would be attracted to such quality. Now let's talk payment plans. I think not. The cat's a friend of mine, and you will release it into my custody immediately. Now just a minute. That cat cost me quite a pretty penny to acquire. I can't just give it away for free. I've got a business to run here. Look at my face. Now how much are you going to charge me for the cat? Oh goodness gracious, That's better. Come on, Paws, let's get out of here. Cthulhu and Paws exit the pet shop. That was terrible voice acting, although to be fair, I don't know if there's many people who would be able to rightfully say how you're supposed to pronounce that garbage. You have no idea how good it feels to be out of that place. Once that poison is out of my system and my powers return, I'll contact a friend to come pick me up from this backwards planet. And my payment. I'll make sure my ride brings it. I'm gonna need a down payment. Fine, take this. Cthulhu got a cat tunic. This armor for Cthulhu gives him hyper mode at the start of Wow, really? That's only one extra turn early, but it is interesting, I guess. And it's not like I'm wearing anything better right now. When the time comes, meet me at the park. It is now Christmas Eve the 31st. Alright, now to the graveyard because I also want to see this party member as well. Although the park is right there. Yeah, graveyard first. Cthulhu decides to return to the graveyard. There are still some gravestone messages that he has not yet read. Cthulhu begins to read. Pythagoras. A real hack and a total bore at parties. Isn't this the guy that made the Pythagorean theorem? Eileen Deborah. No, not Deborah. Deboa. Lived the way that she died. Died the way that she lived. Denver, Dakota. Always wanted to travel to his namesakes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Denver is in Colorado. Is that correct? I guess that's the joke. The author. Nobody cares what you think. Oh dear. Yeah, this is a message to a very particular viewer of mine that I know that I have specifically. I'm so sorry. It wasn't actually a message for you, but it's funny to think that it was. Cthulhu tires of reading the gravestone messages. You're Cthulhu, right? I'm October. It's the woman from before. Today's your lucky day, for it is indeed I, the mighty Cthulhu. But please, no autographs or flash photography. Can I ask you for a favor? Of course not, but I'm intrigued by your boldness. Continue. Can you teach me how to raise the dead? Now that's an interesting request. That's an interesting request indeed. Well, I've always said that the world could use more zombies. I'd love to. Wait, zombies? No, I meant full restoration from death to life. That's not possible with Eldritch arts. Its zombies are nothing. Well, I suppose I could learn about zombie summoning. I am supposed to be a necromancer after all. Cthulhu spends several minutes discussing the proper summoning techniques, feeding, and general care of zombies. Thank you for your help. Maybe I'll have a chance to repay you sometime. Payment is nice, but just the thought that there might be more zombies around is reward enough. I love those creepy guys. We'll meet again. Farewell. Oh, and head back to the graveyard before you go home. You'll find something useful there. Cthulhu heads to the back of the graveyard. I must have misread it before. She told us to go to the back of the graveyard, not go back to the graveyard. Hidden behind one of the grave markers is a treasure chest. Cthulhu got a swamp dress. This armor for Baba boosts her poison damage. Nice. Okay, so I'm not completely sure if going to the park will finish up stuff with pause or not. It might. But, you know what? Let's go ahead and wrap things up with Crystal. Cthulhu decides to spend more time with Crystal. Let's go to the beach. Cthulhu and Crystal go to the beach. No one else is there today. I'm surprised that there's a place like this in Christmas Land, to be honest. The waves here are so high. My hometown of Relay emits a lot of energy into the surrounding waters. It's almost like having a hot spring, but in the ocean. Maybe I'll go for a dip then. Good thing I brought a swimming suit. I wouldn't do that. Relay also emits a good deal of toxins into the water. It's quite poisonous to most life forms. Blah. No swimming for us then. The animators who no longer have to draw alternate character arts are grateful. Let's make some sandcastles. The trick is to get a little wet and then freeze the water molecules. Cthulhu quickly manages to build a massive sandcastle. Cthulhu becomes disappointed with his slower speed and... Did I say that Crystal... I said Cthulhu initially, but it was Crystal who made the massive sandcastle. Cthulhu becomes disappointed with his slow speed and gives up. I've had enough of this. You just need to practice. Here, let me show you. Time passes, followed by more time passing. See, you built a great sandcastle. People who patronize the great Cthulhu regret it. So, tell me about Relay? Not a lot of sandcastle building there. What's there to say that hasn't been sung about in length in the unholy script? It's underwater, and wet, and full of non-Euclidean space. Most people don't last 10 minutes before going completely mad. I'd like to see it one day, she says immediately after being told that you literally go insane if you go there. You know what? I'd like that too. Really? That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. No, seriously. I think going mad would do you a world of good. I take that back. You're a jerk. I mean, what did you expect? While building sandcastles, Cthulhu found a long-last weapon hidden in the sand. Cthulhu got a blazing sword. This weapon for Cthulhu boosts his fire damage. It is now Christmas Eve, the 33rd. I kinda want to go to the park, but I also want to finish things up with Baba. I'm not sure if we get another day to explore after this or not, but we probably will. Yeah, let's go to Baba. Cthulhu decides to spend some time with Baba Yaga. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Look how fast I'm going. Baba Yaga is poking her head out of the window as she's riding her hut around the area at a surprisingly fast speed. I don't even need Cluck Cluck's help now. I figured out an alternate touch-based method. I guess for a chicken-based propulsion system, it's okay. If that's the way you want to be, then I challenge you to a race. Chicken Hut versus Cthulhu. I accept. Cthulhu always wins. See the tree on the hill over there? First one there wins. That tree? No, the one way back there. Oh, you mean that tree? No, that's too far. This tree, then? Yes, that's the one. Alright. Don't cry too much when I beat you. 3, 2, 1, go! The race is off with Baba Yaga in the lead, followed closely by Cthulhu. Clearly, none of the scenes here are actually animated. This is followed with Baba Yaga in the lead, followed by Cthulhu. Which is followed with Baba Yaga in the lead, followed not so closely by Cthulhu. Slow down so I can win. No way. Chicken power triumphs again. Hey, why are you sitting down? This race was rigged. Clearly pitting an old man like me against a brand new house was an unfair contest. He claims after insisting that he's not even over the hill yet in the previous episode. If you say so, boss. Hey, don't be like that. Here, I have a trophy. Or, here, have a trophy, sorry. I'm always misreading everything, and it happens all the time, and it's just gonna keep on happening, and I apologize in advance. Cthulhu receives the trophy with a chicken on it. It says, Consolation Prize. Where did you get this? Custom made. I have it lying around just in case I get into a chicken contest. It happens more often than you'd think. There's something in the trophy. Cthulhu got a freaky sword. This weapon for Cthulhu allows the Terrify ability to be reused. I don't use that ability in the first place. It is now Christmas Eve, the 34th. Brr. It is so cold. So much snow. This is nothing. Why, when I was a youngin', I was running through sky-high snow, barefooted, both ways. In the snow. Both ways? Keep your glory day stories to yourself, old man. It's not definite, but do you have a lead on the next League of Christmas Evil member? Just a hunch. All snowstorms that affect Christmas land originate from the Christmas caves in the far north. If the Christmas caves are generating an abnormally large amount of snowstorms, then that could indicate that something's amiss there. Weather. We're basing our next dungeon choice on the weather. She's not wrong. Gee, thanks narrator for making me look really dumb. That was sarcasm. We're going to a really cold place, Cluck Cluck. Are you going to be warm enough? Bagok! You heard the chicken. Let's go. It is now Christmas Eve the 35th. It's cold. Crazy cold. Huddled in a corner and wish for death levels of cold. An ordinary party would be dead at this point. But this is no ordinary party. You've got that right. To the great Cthulhu, this is nothing. I laugh at such a feeble attempt at death by freezing. I'm the Snow Maiden. The cold never... Don't you dare finish that sentence. Affects my core temperature or well-being at all. Gee, what did you think I was going to say? I'm not bothered by the cold. These clothes may look all raggedy and hobo-esque, but they're actually quite warm. And I have the power of chicken. I'm fine. I didn't know that chickens were immune to freezing temperatures. Wait a second, you're right. Chickens freeze in the cold. What was I thinking? Sorry, Cluck Cluck. I'll whip up a heat spell for you right now. Cluck Cluck quickly thaws. Smells like chicken. Maybe I overdid it. Who could live in such a freezing cold place? Besides me, of course. I have a guess. The giantess Gorilla has always been a fan of snow-filled caves. Is that how you're supposed to pronounce her name? All of these weird villains that I have no idea who they are, and they all have such outlandish names that no doubt come from other languages. Doesn't she eat naughty kids? It's a good thing we don't have any of those with us. Oh, don't look at me. Yes, I may have tried to steal presents from orphans once or twice, but does that make me naughty? Yes, it does. But that's in the past. Now I'm a crusading avenger of justice on a quest to rescue the big guy himself. So you can steal Christmas presents directly from the source? You can't prove that. That's literally what you told us when you joined our party. Past Baba Yaga is a tricky one. You can't always trust what she says. You're not going to let her eat me, right? Of course not. It's far too late into the game to replace a party member. The programmers really don't want to go to all that bother making a new character that most players will never see. Exactly. I've heard that 99% of all players don't even make it past the tutorial. 99%. That can't possibly be right. Maybe if you started higher quality games, players would play past the tutorial. Never! Focus, people. Kid eating monster. Kid right here. As I was saying, you have nothing to fear. Now let's go fight an old woman. Oh, this is the way forward. That's the way we came from. Alrighty, I missed this the previous episodes, but I'm not gonna miss it this time. With how cold it is in here, I don't think my ice magic will be very effective in combat. You know, as bad as the puns that Cthulhu makes sometimes are, the ones that Crystal makes are just horrendous. Not to worry, we just need to insanify everything, and their elemental resistances will swap. Wait, really? But isn't it cool to strip their sanity away from them? Not any crueler than destroying them, which is what we're going to be doing afterwards anyway. He's got you there. Huh, that was pretty simple. I actually didn't know that about the insanity abilities here. I might actually start using them if I cared enough. Pyrodactyl, the real reason that the dinosaurs went extinct. Frozen Brute. How many arms are too many arms? Well, this guy is weak to charm, so that's good to know. You know, I could just charm him right now. Although the charm might be best used on Baba Yaga. Or I could just use Crystal's ability, which she doesn't really have any use for it now. That was a little bit foolish of me in hindsight. So if I take out this thing... Oh, I didn't actually take it out. Okay. That actually went rather poorly considering I made some bad choices there, but it does not matter. Just like every other moment of this game. Okay, what is the giant cockroach? Roach Mage. Surprisingly difficult to kill. Yeah, mages are usually squishy in games like this, but a cockroach, that's a different story. And then we'll charm this guy in the back. It just occurred to me that I've got some new gear from having spent time in town that I never equipped for anybody yet. I'll try and remember to equip them as soon as this is over. And I was still talking about it whenever the battle ended, so let's see. The Freaky Sword and the Blazing Sword are both new. They have similar stats. The power is a little bit higher on the Blazing Sword, and also I don't need the Terrify ability to be reusable because I'm not using it in the first place. Cat Tunic increases speed like crazy, good grief. Okay, 4 crystal. Do I have anything new? I'm not sure if I do. Swamp Dress increases poison damage. That's worth replacing the starting chicken power, because generally speaking, poison is what I want to do with chicken power in the first place. Oh, and the rotten egg increases poison damage as well? Huh. Swamp Dress plus rotten egg plus ailment up on herself plus ailment up from Crystal plus 200% chicken power plus hyper mode. How much poison damage would that be? It would have to be a lot, right? I wonder if there's a weapon that increases poison damage either. Those combinations actually kind of intrigue me. I'm quite sure that I've used it in the past to win the game on hard difficulty. It's really good. This place is as morbid as the previous zone was. Okay, starting with hyper mode right off the bat. Hopper is a rebranded frog. Okay, that's pretty apparent. I think the tentacles will just do extra damage more than they would otherwise do. No level up just yet, but it will happen next time. Elixir, it's an item that heals a lot of HP. Does that mean it's just a better version of the... Where's my items? There's the items. Potion. Restores HP to max. Okay, yes, there's absolutely a better version. Oh, the golden egg adds 150% chicken power? Huh. I'm taking that. I should have been using that sooner. Although I don't know if I would have an opportunity to have actually used it yet. But I should still have it equipped. Oh, this is a monster from Cosmic Star Heroine. Got tired of hanging out in our other game. Okay, let's use Barry on this one. Doesn't have very many weaknesses either. Yeah, I'll just berserk it. Man, even without hyper mode, that still did 485 damage. Belsnickel learned a heal and taunt. Probably won't be using that on this difficulty. I'm sure it could be useful in a harder difficulty though. I wonder if we've seen all the enemies at this point. Okay, we'll charm this guy. And he took out the cockroach for us with a very notable damage value. Goodbye. Pretty sure that that damage value was just completely random. Is this just a simple loop? Yeah, it is. Okay. The reason that I'm not using the Unite ability at the very start of combat whenever I'm in hyper mode, although it does add 20%, doesn't it? Regardless, it does more damage if you wait a few turns. But since these battles are so short, maybe it would be worth using. Okay, yeah, the damage was definitely pretty mediocre there. I felt like just testing it out once, and now I know. Huh, those are... They have 19 HP left. Alrighty, so I already used the Unite ability, but I still have the tentacles because I didn't use it sooner. 1 HP left on the cockroach, it's gone. Dead end. What is this? I guess those are just cauldrons with some unknown soup inside. To be fair, we are going to fight a giant snow hag or whatever. Can I make you kill yourself? I can. Okay, I'm not sure which way to go here. This feels a bit extensive for the direction to go if I was looking for a dead end. Nobody here is weak to charm. Oh, the mage. The roach mage is weak to charm, actually. Oh, okay. It did not do much damage, though. I guess I did prevent it from healing, so that's something. Man, his Unite abilities are just not that good. Oh, except for this ailment up thing, I can also use that to further enhance Baba Yaga's poison damage beyond the complicated process which I've already described. Okay, that's interesting. Is there an item I would want to use here? Probably not. Let's just hit someone. I could take out the roach with a smack, probably. And then with Baba Yaga, take out this thing. I'm glad that I used it on that one, because it would have not taken out the other one. And then even though it's not hyper mode, let's hit this one kinda hard to ensure that it goes down this turn. Oh, I saw something to do with charming on Baba, and I skipped it because I'm a dummy. Ah, it is a chicken-powered charm attack. That's probably overkill, to be honest. You don't need much power to charm enemies as long as they're weak to it. Maybe this is going to be a dead end. I feel like I'm... I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Okay, just the cockroach left. I can charm it to make it smack itself in the face. And now I'll just go berserk. Easy. I'm not sure about this doorway. Yeah, this is the way to go. So that means I'm gonna have to backtrack all that distance because there was that other direction way back here that I didn't go through. Okay. Who do I want to charm this time? I think this guy hits harder than the roach does, so we'll do him. Oh, it just killed itself. And then Unite Kraken. And smack, and we're done. Alright. Yep. If I had just gone to the right even a tiny little bit, I would have seen this chest and not had to backtrack all that distance. Alrighty. That one's gone. I could have done a Unite move and just taken them both out simultaneously, I just realized. Efficiency is not required. Makes enemies vulnerable with a basic smack. Blizzard damage to all enemies. Finally, I got an AoE with her. Double damage if the user's HP is at max. Okay. I'm going to equip those before I forget about them. They both sounded good. Alright, and the other one was for Crystal. I've not been using the hot chocolate. So, Blizzard. I have been using the regen sometimes, though. I think, that's fine. Insanity Tentacle, the successor for Cthulhu, allows him to reuse Dark Blast. Isn't Dark Blast the Insanity ability? What are the stats on it? A little bit of a boost to all the stats, but I would get more power and ailment specifically if I were to keep a hold of the one I've got. I'm going to keep the Sharp Tentacle. Getting close to killing all of the enemies in the area. Okay, so this is the AoE. Gotta remember that for the future. And then just a Unite move to finish them both off. That was worth a lot of XP. It wasn't the one to finish off this area, though. Huh. I can take them all out before most of them get an opportunity to even attack in the first place. Am I missing something up here? Didn't I already go down this way? What is in this corner up here? Oh, it's just a loop to go back up. I'm very forgetful at times, folks. Sometimes I have to beat my head against the wall a few times for me to actually remember things that happened just 60 seconds previously. Okay, this is the last battle. Which is interesting because there's only 2 enemies here, but regardless of their low numbers, I guess we'll just keep on using the same strategy that I have been using to take them out. Except, I'll use a single target attack here. There we go. That's a lot of XP. I've said that multiple times throughout this playthrough. Wind Arrow does 150% wind damage to one enemy. I wonder if I can get that to affect multiple enemies on Hyper Mode. I don't really want to replace any of these though. Oh no, it just becomes very, very powerful on Hyper Mode. If it rolls it as an Insanity ability, that will be very welcome. But I don't want to replace anything that I'm already guaranteeing for myself. Is this just a dead end, or is there a secret passage here? Just a dead end, okay. Thank goodness that I'm not being... Wait a minute. Did I backtrack because I'm an idiot? I don't remember if I've gone through this area before or not. It's starting to look familiar. I think I'm still making progress. I don't remember if I've been here before, guys. Okay, there's a chest here that I've never got before. I think I'm still moving forward. Pure Pestle. This weapon for Baba protects her against ailments. Is it better than what she's using? Rather much so, yes. Okay, cool. Well, it doesn't add to her poison attack, but it protects her from poison attacks. Mary Tunic, armor for Cthulhu, gives HP regen. What if I were to wear both that and the regen tentacle? Now... Oh, it switches out his enormous speed for enormous healing power instead. We're gonna keep on wearing the cat tunic. You know, as mean as he was to pause in order to extort him for items, he is actually using both of the items that we extorted, to be fair. Although he's only doing it because I'm the player that's actually in control and I'm making him do it. And he would absolutely not be happy with me if he could hear me say that. Based on what the game has shown of him, he should be able to hear me. I'll just pretend like he got mad at me for that. Okay, that's the boss. Let's... There was an area over here. Wasn't there? Yeah, there's something up here. Yeah, glad I came back for this. Blizzard Robe, but it's armor for crystal and improves her stun power. I might actually get a stun off if I wear this. Oh, it's a robe, not a cloak. She's wearing the death robe. It increases her ailment power, but I lose attack power. I kind of like having the attack power on her, though. Okay. Boss time. Let's see if we can do the ridiculous combo on Baba Yaga before the boss is dead. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a Relayan. You're welcome. The scent of my blood is a well-known aphrodisiac. Okay. I never expected you to make it this far. I placed good money in the league pool on Bell being the one to defeat you. That old Christmas Bell from beyond time and space never stood a chance. And what's this I see? The naughtiest of all naughty children, Baba Yaga. You don't scare me. Sure, I don't, sweetie. Just think, if you survive this and you live to be my age, kids will be even more terrified of you than they are of me. Really? You're not just saying that to be nice? Do I look like someone who is trying to be nice? That's a really good point. You smell like chicken. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Baka! Maybe that's just the chicken that I'm smelling. On behalf of Christmas, I will right wrongs and triumph over evil, and that means you. Less talk, more eating. Ah! Alrighty here. So, what can Cthulhu do to contribute? I could use an item, but he's in hyper mode right now, and that would just be a shame. What is she weak to? I don't remember what the skull icon means. Does that mean void damage? Or dark damage, whatever it's called. Also weak to fire and to poison. Okay, this is going to be ridiculous if we actually get the poison thing off. It looks like she's weak to disarm, so let's go ahead and just hit her with a disarm here. Okay. Now with this character... do I want to do this right now? I'm gonna start by powering up her chicken power. Especially since she took a hit here, and this will also heal her a little bit. We'll just get her right back up to full. Not that I'm worried about any of my characters ever dying ever, but why not? Party ailment power up. He is in hyper mode right now, so this would actually be 30% charge rather than 10%. And if I don't use it right now, it'll be another 4 turns before he's in hyper mode again. Yeah, let's do it. I am lucky that she rolled the Secret Santa ability as one of her insanity abilities. I forgot about that. Huh. Christmas Eve, hyper damage up next turn. On self. Huh. I didn't know I had that. I could wait until she goes into hyper mode to use the Secret Santa power, though. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's give her self-regen because she's got by far the least HP here. Now Cthulhu. Right, I have the chicken up power here. So if I use this on Baba Yaga, she's now at full chicken power. I might have used that a little bit preemptively, actually. Okay. Can her chicken power go up any higher? Let's find out. No. 200% is her limit whenever she doesn't have an item that expands that limit. Okay, I just wanted to know. I already used the Unite ability on him. Let's buff the damage on Cthulhu. So when this says hyper damage up next turn, does that increase the power of using the Secret Santa in hyper mode? I have no idea, and we're not going to be able to really know because I would have to see what the damage values are before and after doing that, and I'm only going to see the after effect, not the before effect. But let's just assume that it's going to make it better. Okay, now, what is there to do with Cthulhu? I kind of want to avoid doing anything particularly harmful with him, so we can do lots and lots of poison damage. Let's just hit her with a basic attack. Okay. Toil and Trouble, next ailment power up. Technically, I could make this even more powerful if I were to use the Toil and Trouble in hyper mode, and then also use the Rotten Egg in hyper mode, but that would take too many turns. Although I could use Crystal's power to increase the rate at which she gets hyper mode. But regardless, this is the way that we're going to be doing it. Okay, let's taunt her. Alright. Hyper... Oh, Secret Santa in hyper mode doesn't increase the effect of the ailment power up. It just makes it so that all party members get the ailment power up. Okay, that was a little bit of a waste, I guess. Cthulhu would do quite a bit of damage if I were to use it right now. I'm not going to, though. Yeah, I guess I'll use the manliness just so I can show it off at one point during this playthrough. It's not like it's all that flashy, even. Alright, so this better pay off big time. Alright, she's poisoned. She will take damage after Cthulhu has his turn. Just a basic smack here. Apparently she's weak to charm. Oh, she's charmed. So she's going to take poison damage, and then she's going to hit herself. Let's see what happens. Okay, 3 damage short of 1,000 on that poison. I'm pretty sure that is pretty strong. It could have been stronger if I had played my cards differently, but that's certainly nothing to complain about. Okay, let's actually focus on finishing this, though. Not at max HP, but the Entomb, I found out, behaves differently than the Berry. It'll be extra effective this turn. Although she's not weak to Earth, so it doesn't actually have that much effect, does it? I'm actually about to run out of ability slots on some of my characters, which is kind of interesting. If I hit with Berserk, I can then use the finisher next turn during hyper mode. Poison damage really paying off. Let's see. I could do Cthulhu with Baba Yaga instead of Cthulhu. Although she doesn't have any chicken power right now. What happens if I use Chicken Feed while in hyper mode? Does it give me extra chicken power? It does. Okay, that won't help. I guess I'll just use the Enraging Blow. You know, I could use the damage up and chicken up for the whole party. If I do that, 79%, that's a very strange value to gain for chicken power. So rather than using the finisher, I'm actually close to the maximum chicken power again, which is kind of strange, but also true. It'll be at 90% charge, so this is a great time to use this. 1969. That was a great year. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that was very damaging. Torment. Oh, I didn't even have Torment until just now. That's a lot of damage on one ability, though. That's tempting. Heals an ally 100% and gives them 30% max HP for 1 turn. Interesting, but probably don't need it. Nya nya. Oh, I get it. It's a stupid Japanese cat joke. Ugh. Yeah, there's a reason that inflicts enrage. It's... Okay, that's... I was annoyed at first that they called it that, but the fact that it causes enrage is actually very appropriate, and now I'm less upset about it now. The whole party gains a hyperbar? Okay, interesting. So very hungry. This is one kid you're not eating tonight. Where's the league keeping my grandfather? We're running out of league members to fight. The next league member is personally keeping guard over Santa's imprisonment. But I'll never tell you who or where he is. You may have defeated me, but all hope is lost. Christmas Day will never arrive, and soon all will be destroyed. Grilla vanishes. We mustn't lose hope. We mustn't. It is now Christmas Eve, the 36th. It's been weeks and we still haven't rescued Santa Claus. And I haven't regained my powers. And I haven't stolen all the presents. The old chap must be starving. He eats billions of cookies in a single night. His captors can't be feeding him enough. What are we going to do? I don't have any leads. Grilla said that the next League of Christmas Evil had Santa. We're so close. We can't give up hope now. Cthulhu, you're the last person I would expect to tell me to have hope. I really, really, really want my powers back so I can destroy the world. You're right, we can't give up. This is important. I'm sure that by Christmas Eve the 41st? What an arbitrary and specific number. Which is kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? I will have figured out where the last League of Christmas Evil member is hiding by then. It is now Christmas Eve the 37th. Alright, let's finish things off with Belsnickel. Cthulhu decides to visit Belsnickel again. This is it. End of the road. I didn't think you would make it this far, but you did. I'm sure our true enemy will reveal himself soon. You talk big, but I can see your heart. You're not as evil as you think you are. Take that back. Come here, you big lug. I'm not a hugger. Cthulhu senses that he has forged a lasting relationship with the old man of the season, Belsnickel. Now how about a piece of candy? I won't whip you, I promise. If you insist. Yeah! You conniving son of every time. Never change. But you can have it for real this time. And in case you missed it, he is in fact whipping Cthulhu in the image up there. So he's just a straight up liar. Cthulhu got peppermint candy. This accessory for Belsnickel boosts his stats. Here, take this. I know you suggested it for another, but I think you'd like it most of all. Cthulhu receives a dashing portrait of himself in a dapper tuxedo. I painted it myself. I think I really captured your particular shade of green. Cthulhu approves. It is now Christmas Eve, the 38th. Okay, the mall is here. The movies are here. There's so many places that we didn't get to visit. Let's go to the park because this is where we were told to go to see Paws again. Cthulhu decides to spend the day at the park. Oh, this is not what I was expecting. But this is also another character from the other Cthulhu game, so I'm fine with it. He sees an old man feeding the birds. The old man gestures to Cthulhu. I sense an old soul in you. Would you like to join me? I still have some bird seed left. The great Cthulhu feeds no birds. If anything, the birds feed Cthulhu. My name is Docre. I was once a cleric at the local temple, but I've been retired for many years now. I still have a few tricks up my sleeve, though. I didn't ask for your life story, old man. And yet I've given it to you. I feel a connection between us, however faint it may be. Tell me, what brings you to Christmas Land? Cthulhu explains to the old man how he lost his power and is seeking to regain it by rescuing Santa Claus. Santa Claus himself. You know, some people have even told me that I resemble the man himself. I don't see it. And once you regain your powers, what do you intend to do? Destroy the world? Enslave humanity? The usual. For all my sakes, I hope you never succeed then. You're an interesting individual, Cthulhu. If you ever want to talk, I spend most of my days here. Here, take this. Enjoy. Cthulhu got odd candy. This accessory for Belsnickel improves or boosts his speed and ailment power. He doesn't really use ailment power much, does he? I guess he can disarm people and such. That's probably what it's for, but I'm not going to use it. It is now Christmas Eve, the 39th. I think this is the last day that we can do something. If I go to the park again, I'm probably going to talk to Doc Ray. I want to wrap things up with the mall owner. It's a shame about not being able to visit all of these locations, but that's how the game goes. And hey, maybe this will motivate some of you to play the game for yourself. To the mall. Cthulhu decides to go back to the mall. So, you came back. You're a terrible employee, but there's something about you that makes me want to keep hiring you. That's because I'm Cthulhu, master of insanity. That explains it. I finally came up with the perfect job for you here. My job. You're terrible at every task I've given you. That tells me that you should be the one giving the jobs. I plan on sticking around for a while yet, but when I'm done, this job is yours if you want it. I don't. You will. I really don't think so. Shut up, you big idiot. Cthulhu senses that he has forged a lasting relationship with the mall boss, Vlasata. I guess when it's spelled this way, relationship means something different than what most of us were thinking. Take this. It'll remind you of your time here. Cthulhu receives a name tag. Cthulhu is misspelled. Oh, and take this. This line of clothing has been discontinued, so we're trying to clear them out. Cthulhu got a glamorous cloak. This accessory for Crystal boosts her mistletoe ability when in hyper mode. Isn't mistletoe the thing that allows you to charm people? So what, this just allows her to charm enemies even whenever they're not resistant to it? I guess, probably. Now go share some of your willfully destructive force with people who actually deserve it. It is now Christmas Eve the 40th. Oh, we get an extra day to do things. Well, the cemetery is not available at all, so I guess I have to go to the park, and I'm not sure which character I'm going to encounter here. It's going to be Docre, I see. Cthulhu decides to go back to the park. Docre is there once again, this time feeding squirrels. Ah, Cthulhu, you came back. Come, sit, chat. I'll stay standing. Suit yourself. I might not look it, but I've been in my share of scrapes and scuffles. You. I was quite the adventurer in my day. I remember one particularly dark night where I had to defend a relic of the church from a horde of cultists. My companions were all wounded and bleeding, and I was the last one standing. A blast of light and a heal spell later, and they were back in the fight. And that is why, to this day, the statue of Aquanaka remains safely stored in the vaults of the church. That was your doing? I really wanted that statue. But did you? Isn't this much better? Spending a quiet moment in the park with good company, listening to the stories of the past? I'd rather have the statue. It would have looked great on my nightstand in Relay. Cthulhu, Cthulhu, Cthulhu. I know it's hard to see now, but all of this will work towards your benefit, your redemption. Past. In the end, you may not have a choice in the matter. Evil falls and good prevails. And when good needs you, I know you'll step up. I'll show you. This is my game, and if I say that evil prevails, that's what's going to happen. We'll see. Take this. No point in you losing before you have a change of heart. Cthulhu got a patchwork coat. This armor for Belsnickel boosts his damage when at max HP. Interesting. It is now Christmas Eve, the 41st. I've discovered it! The identity of the final League of Christmas Evil member, and where he is keeping Santa Claus. Who is it? I need to thank them personally for sending me on this wild goose chase just to regain the power I had before this game started. And by thank them, I mean murderize them. Wait, murder-lize them? The implication was clear. I should have suspected him all along. He's always been jealous of Santa's popularity. I speak, of course, of the Krampus. The half-goat, half-devil thing that enjoys killing children and dragging them off to hell? It seems so obvious in retrospect. Yeah, that's kind of intense, but considering that this is a genuine thing from real-life folklore... Yeah. I know, right? Having a Christmas game and not prominently featuring the Krampus as the villain would have been a huge oversight. Unless I was the true villain all along. You aren't, though. I know that, boss, but it would have been funny. Maybe for the sequel, kiddo. Don't you already have a sequel? So where's the Krampus keeping the bearded one? In the most Christmassy place of all. Tannenbaum, the Christmas World Tree. Where? Tannenbaum, the Christmas World Tree. It's like Yggdrasil, but more Christmas themed. It all comes down to this. Our final and harshest fight ever awaits us. Unless there's a secret and even finaler boss after this one. You heard Cthulhu, it's the final boss dungeon time.